Hello again, this is Dr. Pike, your guest lecturer for LDR 350. Dr. Davis will be returning next week. Tonight we're going to go over week 5, but first we're going to begin with the faith integration portion. And tonight we're going to speak about servant leadership. Leadership is a privilege and offers a leader the opportunity to demonstrate immense humble generosity to those around them. For a leader to demonstrate an act of immense humble generosity, they must position themselves with a serving heart towards others, with humility at the center. Leaders begin with all good intentions, but sometimes a short circuit in the wiring can bring about a change in their behavior. A window opens, and out flies their humility, compassion, and integrity, in exchange for arrogance and or control, making them difficult to work for. Such behavior is usually rooted in pride, self-reliance, and fear of failure. Whether in a formal leadership role or just through the opportunities, you have to lead while continually asking yourself, am I guilty of misusing my position? Am I serving my own ends to boost my ego or confidence rather than working for the good of those around me? On a daily basis, how you live, work, make decisions, and serve the interests of those around you needs to flow first from your allegiance to God Himself. In doing so, you follow the example of Jesus, who took on the very nature of a servant. Servant leaders value the development of people around them. They build their communities, act authentically, and share power. Secure in their identity and emotionally mature, they do not hold followers back because of their own insecurities that might threaten their significance. They serve and allow others to run past as they cheer them on and celebrate others' advances and successes. John 12:26 states, "Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, my servant will also be. My Father will honor the one who serves me." Philippians 2:6-7, who, being in the very nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. Matthew 20:25-26, Jesus called them together and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant." And that, this week, is the faith integration. Now let's take a look at week 5, shall we? In week 5, we have readings of chapters 8 and 9. We're requesting that you watch, listen, and learn. Discussion Board 5 has a prompt in it, and you, by now, are well aware of the rubric requirements for full credit score on the discussion boards. Moving on, we see that the assignment is Reflective Essay 5, and again, the rubric is posted below. And being in week 5, you know what you're doing by now. This week is a research case study assignment. This assignment is a 5 to 7 page paper written in proper APA style. You want to scroll to the bottom of the screen, going past the aforementioned rubrics, and coming to the research study, which has its own rubrics, and I want you to carefully study that. You can see here at the top is a paper template in APA format. This is a 5 to 7 page paper. In this project, you are to select a leader to observe over the next 4 weeks. The leader can be a person who is covered in the media, celebrity, politician, a pastor, boss, coach, etc., and you've been working towards this now. On a weekly basis, you will actively take notes or gather news clips related to this leader. You should have already been doing this. Include clearly articulated examples of leadership that synthesize the material in the text and your own knowledge from the experience and observation. In addition, include the leader's faith and how their faith impacts their leadership style. Now, when we come back down here, we know from other APA papers that we've created that it needs to be double spaced and it needs to be a 12-point font in New Times Roman using 1-inch margins around the page. And there is an APA template, as we stated before. Now, I don't know, but I've always been the type to go for the proficient side of the rubric. And so as we move down this, you want to make sure as you review the paper for yourself that you're meeting the criteria under proficient to get the maximum score with the assignment. Now that's week 5's assignment and faith integration video. Let's get on to the chapter overviews.